I know. I always think about, I'm like, those past silly problems I had, bitch, you have so much more serious problems now.
Yeah, right.
Like, girl, you're in debt. Hello, and welcome to the All Nighter Podcast.
This is where the insomniacs come to get silly.
With your hosts, Ashlyn Benson, Alexis Leach, and Rhonda Lou. Hi.
How
Hello.
y'all doing?
We hope you like our setup.
Yeah, we
Yes.
feel like professionals now.
We be rearranging.
We're
We
seasoned.
be trying things, and it's all coming together beautifully. Honestly,
Yeah.
I love
I
it.
really dig. Honestly, even the fucking headphones like kind of match the color scheme and everything. What the
Like,
fuck?
hello? Who are we?
Hello. No, it's pretty
Professionals,
sweet.
that's who we are.
It is really fucking cool to actually, like, I had at the dispensary that Alexis took me to earlier. I told the dude there about it because he was like talking about like him liking podcasts, and I was like, that's what I'm on my way to do.
Yes.
And I'm like, I might talk about it at the mics and stuff too.
Girl,
because I'm like,
absolutely.
because like we do open mics somewhat regularly, and I'm like, fuck, you know, I mean,
This is
and
the
if
way
we-
to do it. You know, you're just getting it out there in the community, and people, I think, are probably a little more likely to watch if they know you, if like, you know, as an artist or performer or whatever, like, you know, as a podcaster, like people, you know, I'd be interested if someone randomly was like, yeah, I have a podcast. I'd be like, oh, is that so?
Oh, yeah.
What's that about?
Yeah, no,
I'll
I've-
listen to
I've-
it while I'm doing dishes.
I've watched a lot of the locals podcasts.
Yeah, and there's
actually,
some great
listened-
ones here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and there's even like Tulsa Tempo, which is like church studios. Like they
Mhm.
do like a little podcast for all the artists and stuff.
Mhm.
And
They
not
do all
even
kinda shit.
not even just Tulsa. There's some good ones like just throughout Oklahoma.
Right, yeah.
Mhm.
Like my mom, she listens to one.
I've had it. Oh no, sorry. I was
I
trying
really
to.
Yeah,
like-
Is it?
actually, I think
Yeah,
yeah.
I've had it,
Yes,
yeah.
that's so
I
funny. Do you
watched that
listen to
one
them?
too.
Yeah.
So
I love I've had
I can
it.
only. They are
Ladies,
a lot. Like
we
they.
love you.
Yeah, they I like it, but they're like really intense on the news sometimes, and
Yes.
like,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
legitimately love both of them. Like I think they're
Yeah.
hot. I think
And well,
they're,
honestly, like,
amazing.
I really appreciate them because I think
They represent the other side of the
Oklahoma,
southern.
yes.
that
right.
that exists here.
The
because-
Oklahoma conservative.
And it's funny because they do
Side,
kind
yeah.
of like look like they'd be conservative, but they aren't, and that is kind of like a lot of Oklahomans do, you know.
Exactly. Yes.
So it is nice to see that representation.
Yes.
Yeah, and well, I just, you know, I like to hear liberal voices and stuff amidst a lot of it, you know,
Yeah.
because I think the louder we are, the better, you know,
Oh,
because
yeah, absolutely.
I think like at least as far as like, you know, the things that are humane and aren't, you know, being able to
Right.
agree on that, you know, it's just crazy. I mean, I do feel like Tulsa particularly has a lot more, like, you know, just free thinking people.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah. Yes. I was gonna say my mom will be so proud of you for watching them.
Yeah, well, they even had like a cool crossover with Hasanabi on his Fear and podcast too.
I think my
And-
mom was literally watching that one the other day because like I'll watch
Yeah.
it with her when it, like I don't seek it out myself unless
Mm-hmm.
like I'm watching clips or something of it that come across like
Right.
YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
But like no, yeah, I really like listening to them.
Yeah. They're fucking funny.
They're funny, yeah,
Yeah.
they're really funny. Especially I don't know their names off the top of my
There's
head.
Pumps, and then I forgot the other one's name
Hey, listen.
because
the one
I get
that's
distracted
always
by
on
her
the
beauty.
left. Like if you're watching them, the one that's always on
Like,
the left, she's the one that talks the most. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I like her a lot. She's funny,
Yeah,
and she doesn't take no shit.
and that's what I love the
Respect.
most. Yes, like I love to see women who like will just say what they want. You know, there's no people pleasing involved. And,
Right.
like
Well,
I need that.
Just like simply, you know, voice their beliefs with their
Yeah.
chest. You know,
Right.
Yes.
and I respect it so much. You
and that's
know?
what makes them extra hot.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not trying to object the whole time.
Hell yeah, you know, yeah. Respectfully, you're awesome.
Yeah,
and
respectfully, Your
gorgeous.
Honor. I'm sorry.
She's like, yes, respect.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Like before the court of public opinion. Oh,
The
no.
gavel.
No, I think everybody would agree. You know, it's natural. But But yeah, no, I was really happy when I found that podcast because sometimes like with a lot of the legislation that is in Oklahoma, I think it's easy to feel like it is kind of a bleak view for the state,
Mm-hmm.
and it does. I mean, like legislation wise, it is bleak.
Right.
But to feel like there are people that want to stand up for certain things
Mm-hmm.
in your community or not too far away,
Right.
It
Yeah.
really helps to not feel alone,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's like because that's sorry, that's what I've been struggling with a lot lately is that like I feel like with a lot of the stuff that's going down, like immigration wise and whatever, it just I just feel grossed out, man. Like it feels really inhumane.
Like I was just asking you about your freaking Social Security on our way over here.
Right, yeah, to see if that's intact, and for the time being, it is. And that's
Is your
not even very
Medicaid?
much. Yeah, for the time being, it is.
But is it in jeopardy with some of the things he's trying to do?
If he actually, because he played with that federal freeze for a minute, and but it's never gone into full effect for like more than a day. So if he ever pulls that shit again, yeah, I would be fucked. But and a lot of people would, a lot of his own supporters and people would,
And a lot of them have been saying that. Like
and honestly, your Social Security, you worked into that and you earned it. Actually, like people think of it like as like a handout or whatever, but most people worked into it.
Right, exactly.
It's paid for like kind of with your work, your hours of work.
Yeah, because that's just the part that gets taken out of your check usually,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
Right. So to take
and then
that
they
away,
they match it or whatever. Or they put in a certain percentage as well on top of that or whatever. So it's like it's your work and they also put in or whatever.
Yeah.
and like
And
cost
it's
of
like
living
I
and
didn't
whatever.
ask you to fucking do that. But yeah, it's
So I mean, but yeah,
crazy.
for them to make anybody feel like they haven't earned it is fucked up. But so yeah, I mean, he hasn't toyed with that again since, from what I've seen. But yeah, if he does, then
probably because so many of his own supporters were getting pissed off about it.
yeah.
So he's like, oh, because he's a
yeah, and like the stuff that he's like he had tweeted like now's a good time to buy, fellas, practically. And then he then announced that he was like lifting the tariffs for everybody except like China or whatever. And then so yeah, the markets went crazy again. And he's like, yeah, look at me. And it's like, dude, like he's just so that podcast that I watch, Ben and Emil, Ben had put it this way, and I think it is an apt way of putting it, where he's like Trump with like the market and the economy and whatever, like the way that he's kind of handling it is almost like having somebody in the car and like not putting on their seatbelt, but they're stuck there with you and going 90 miles an hour and just being like, you want that seatbelt on or what? Like, are you like, you want me to stop the car? Okay, like I need this from you, kind of thing. And it's like,
I definitely want this car to stop.
yeah, I think so many people that are losing money, like especially even like rich friends of his,
Yeah,
they're
literally.
like, dude, you are like you're doing this trade war for what? Like it is like this posturing thing, like we want the best deal, fucking whatever, like.
He's a businessman, and I'm like, you're literally doing.
Dude, and then like there was a clip. Oh my god, there was a clip of him at some fucking convention or whatever, and he was like, you
Recently?
guys, yes, and he was like, you guys, he's like, everybody's fucking like getting scared and bullshit. And, well, he didn't say that, but he did actually say this, where he was like, these other countries are kissing my ass trying to make deals with me.
Oh yes, I
And-
didn't watch this, but I did see like a news, like it was like a
Yeah.
breaking thing. Trump says blah blah, and I'm like, oh,
And I'm
God, what
like,
the-
so.
but yes, I did hear about
I'm
that.
like, dude, like you, like, it's,
That's the
Do you
reaction.
know how disrespectful that is? Like, it's
Oh, he knows how disrespectful it is. That's why he
yeah.
fucking says shit like it.
yeah, and it's like the world just watches him be like the biggest meanie on the face of the planet, and just like do it with his chest and do it confidently, and it's just wild, dude. It's just absolutely wild.
I fucking stand it. I can't stand it.
And like, I mean, what I think he's actually fucking referring to, that kissing my ass stuff, I think what he's referring to is fucking diplomacy. I think the fucking diplomacy that he's getting from these other countries, he's like, yeah, they're kissing my ass when they're just trying to fucking keep shit together that he's trying to fuck up.
I like this, Rhonda. I like her getting up in the camera's face. She's like, you know what? You know what? I love it.
He has this fucking distorted view of everything. And it's just so, oh man. I'm like, it's so wild. It's so wild. And like, I wouldn't give a singular good goddamn fuck if he wasn't the leader of our country.
Right. No,
like,
and that's it.
Like, if he was being an asshole to himself, you know, or whatever, and it's like, fine,
Well, this is
live
the
your
thing.
life.
He was that.
Right.
He was that with his stupid fucking reality show.
Yeah, I know. When it was contained to entertainment.
Exactly.
It was fine. You know? Yeah, people like to watch train wrecks and whatever and feel something there. But when it's like toying with so many like serious fucking things, it's just it hurts, dude. It fucking hurts.
Well, it's sad to see. What am I trying to say here? It's disheartening to see someone such as himself speaking for the entire country when it's like, yo, dude, not like, I just want to tell all these countries. I'm like, I just live
We're
here.
not all like this.
Yeah,
We're
I
not
just
all
live
like
here.
this, dude. Even in these conservative states, we're not all like this.
Yeah. And I kind of, you know, like mentioned that to my mom, you know, and that's what's so shitty about, you know, the consequences of war, you know, because right now it's just a tariff war, you know, but things like tariff wars are what lead to, you know,
real wars.
And like China,
things like civil wars and things like that. And
the Chinese administration had tweeted at one given point that they were like, we do not respond to bullying and like all this stuff.
Exactly.
And they were like, if it's a trade war you want or any other kind of war,
we're down. Yeah.
And it was just like, dude, like y'all are, and for what, dude? For what? You were actually handed like a pretty fucking solid economy.
She's
pointing
at you, mofo.
She is talking directly to you, Donald Trump.
He'll never hear me, and I don't want him to, actually.
She's like, take it back.
But, good goddamn, dude. I don't know why I had to go and do all this shit.
Well, it's just like, you know, that's what I was saying.
And oddly,
they don't want to be a part of it.
Kind of be what makes it turn for him in a lot of ways, because as much as people love Trump, they fucking hate Elon. But like he might get Elon out of there.
Well, see that, and that's the thing. He didn't he just recently kind of kick him out of the White House or whatever?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's all just a big old pissing party, isn't it? Like it's just like what's
very
happening?
Fragile egos tiptoeing around each other.
And whenever I think about it, it's just like, you know, gross. And like when I was telling my mom about the whole, you know, when you think about places like Russia and Ukraine, you know, a very good portion of Russia is like, dude, we don't want this war. We don't want to be a part of it. However, they're forced into their military and all this stuff. And like I was telling her that there was a video that had surfaced on the internet somewhere, and and it was of a Ukrainian soldier and a Russian soldier, and they end up, and it's like them on the battlefield. I don't remember how this surfaced, but they end up in like this like a fucking knife fight, and it's just like, dude, this is what's going on. And like it's so sad because I think one of them ends up killing the other, and this fight goes on for like 7-10 minutes, right? Because it's like you're fighting for your life, and it's so sad. Like I didn't watch the whole thing, but I was told what happens in the end. And basically, like, whichever one I want to say the Russian soldier ended up killing the Ukrainian. And, like, after the video is, well, not after the video is done, but after the fight is done, I guess you can, like, hear them just weeping because, like, they don't want to be there. They don't want it. They didn't want to do that.
Yeah, and well, like, so there's this artist around town. Her name is Alice April. Shout out, but she's really talented actually. But she's Ukrainian, and she has a song where she actually talks about like I have family that I love in Russia. I have family that I love in Ukraine.
Right.
All I want is peace for all of them because it's like a lot of them don't want to be fighting each other. A lot of them, it is kind of like their fellow man that they like have connections with, you know. And it is utterly tragic. Again, with another fragile ego trying to fucking like conquer, you know, more land because Russia isn't big enough. And same with Trump and fucking Mexico and Canada and all that bullshit. It's like, dude, manage this shit. Try managing this shit.
But they think that there's nothing wrong, so that we need everything else or whatever.
I know.
Whatever you want to call it. It's just so weird to see what's going on.
Bizarro world, bizarre timeline.
Like, I don't remember who it was. Oh my God, some dumb shit Republican. Somebody, hold on, where is it? I posted about it. Like, it shared a thing about The Handmaid's. Here it is. Liz Crokin. I thought I was going to fall asleep early last night before I realized the new season of The Handmaid's Tale is out. And then she had to go on this, like, rant about how, irony about how that's what the Democrats actually want. And they're wearing the handmaid outfits and this, that, and blah, blah to protest and blah, blah. And I'm just like, did this bitch miss the part where, like, that entire regime that takes over America, literally slaughters American Congress and all of this shit, literally wants the entire nation under a fucking conservative theocracy. That's what that show is about. Like, and they are conservatives who take over the country. That's who they are. They are the conservative regime that wants to go back to traditional values, and it's just gross.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how is that going over your head? How are you not seeing that is what?
And how?
Because they brainwashed them to not believe what they see.
Exactly. Yeah. And that is kind of like the most heartbreaking argument. I want to believe that people are kind of shifting right now in a cool way. Maybe maybe because people are getting pissed off enough.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think that there's a substantial portion of the population that is diehard for Trump no matter what, and they want that third term, you know. But I think there are a decent amount of people that, like, say didn't vote for him the second time around, that are like, fucking, what the fuck are you doing? You know. And I think I hope I pray. I hope that.
I cry.
I pray. I pray there's no third term, dude. Because, I mean, imagine. I mean, he's already, you know, up there. And, like, the further, you know, I just. Yeah.
This is the roller coaster. We're still going up. Goddamn, we're not even to the.
I know. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, how far?
How much higher?
It's ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous.
How tall is this roller coaster, dude?
And I mean, it is an emotional roller coaster. That's for sure. Like, there's so many times that I can stay present in my immediate so deep that, like, I forget about it, you know, but when I actually consider some of the real life ramifications I hear about happening, I'm like, fucking goddamn.
There's old man Ron right there, like, fucking can't mess with this guy, okay? Shit. He's like Beetlejuice living down in hell.
Listen, y'all motherfuckers just need to, like, respect one another and love your fellow man. Jesus.
Each other,
my God.
Get it to fucking together, dude.
They won't.
Fuck.
I have.
Say it isn't so goddamn. Someone give me a pitcher of whiskey.
We're gonna go down with the shit.
But I won't put my hands up and surrender.
I
okay?
will go down with.
That is true. I won't surrender. I if this turns into the fucking Handmaid's Tale for realsies, I will be like the bitch that I'm like,
You're
you're gonna have to
taking me
fucking shoot me,
screaming.
motherfucker.
Yeah, I will
'cause-
die.
No,
I mean,
absolutely.
I'll try to stay alive actually as long as I can for my daughter because
Yeah.
just don't.
She said, "My goddamn."
If you separate me from my daughter, there will be hell to pay. I am John Wick.
No, or Liam Neeson and Taken.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying, dude.
Oh my god, that was great. I needed that, man.
I mean, I would probably. I don't know. I'm pretty fucking crazy. People are always like, "Well, you don't know what you would do in that situation." I'm like, no, I'm pretty pissed off enough at men
Yeah, I think the
that I would
anger
literally
boiling inside that is
Mhm.
like scared also. If real shit is to hit the fan, I think natural instincts will take over, you know, where
Yeah.
it's like, it's game time, son.
Yeah, like
You want to do this? You want to challenge a woman?
yeah, well, essentially, like all the past injustices,
Yeah.
leading to that moment of like,
God, I'm getting fired up just thinking.
I'll turn into fucking Macho Man Randy Savage up in this bitch. I'll be like, 3 minutes, you're going fucking nowhere. I think that's what he said in Spider-Man or whatever, dude. I'm pretty sure they put fucking what's his name in the ring, and he's like, 3 minutes, you're going nowhere. And me and Jordan say that shit to each other all the time, and I'm like, why are we saying this again? I don't
dude,
know.
everybody does little echoes of everything. I've realized this in my life. I mean, you know, I feel like it's a natural thing, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like that mimicry that we do in childhood, it kind of remains throughout.
Yeah.
And especially if you actually like just allow yourself to be free in that way. Like,
Just allow yourself.
just allow yourself the
Allow your
joys of
freak
silliness.
flag
Yeah.
to fly.
Yeah, dude.
Put it up in the sky.
Yeah.
If someone tells you to take it down, you say, fuck you.
You say, this is my house. I live in the sky.
Get off my turf right
Get
now.
off my cloud.
Don't even look at my cloud. All right, you go find some dust to cling on to because you can't enjoy clouds.
There will be no cloud watching here. God damn it.
Oh
How
my
did-
good golly.
How did. What?
No, every time, you know, a tangent is begun, you never really know where it ends up. And that's the beauty of it. That's the best part.
Yeah.
The best fucking part. Oh my god.
This one ended in cloud watching.
Man.
Dude.
That's all we really can do in these dark times, right? Just watch some little fluffy clouds go by.
I do
right?
actually truly enjoy doing that. Just laying a blanket out and watching, especially during the spring, like the clouds move pretty fast some days. It's real nice.
Those clouds be racing each other sometimes.
On days like today.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Look at that. The slice of pizza's going faster than the snail.
Dude, and the moon was so orange last night and big. It was so.
Was it so
pretty.
fat, round, and juicy?
It was the pink
It's
moon.
so cheesy. Oh yeah. I didn't realize it was an actual thing.
For those Modern Family fans out there, no, I did not say pig moon. How backwards do you think grasshoppers are?
I love the spectrum of our like audience or whatever that will understand the direct reference.
Hopefully they did. I don't know. I don't know if you fucking watch Modern Family. I do every day of my life. It's probably on at the house right now. For my dogs, yeah.
For the dogs, yeah, that makes sense.
They're probably in like just chilling, like fucking goddamn this show again. Fuck. They're like, we just want some fucking dog TV.
Show me some birds.
But I guess I'll take Phil Dunphy.
Phil Dunphy.
Honestly, I love Phil.
I do too. He's amazing, actually. I want to see that man in more things. I feel like I haven't really seen him on much
right?
outside
He was
of
in
Modern
fucking
Family.
Black Hawk Down. Did you know that little fun factor-rooney?
No.
Yeah, sometimes he has like a random villain or something, and you're like, what the fuck?
Philip.
Yeah, Phil, what are you doing in here?
Does Claire know?
Yeah, I was just about to say.
You have children. A family.
You're a family man.
They're very modern.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I fucking love Modern Family, and that is Phil is who I based my current husband off of. So
Based him off.
when I created Adam,
When you create, you're like, yes, I shall mold you into what I need you to be.
Eve created Adam, not the
Don't
other
we
way
all?
around.
Don't we all do
Yeah.
that to our significant others?
I
We're
think
like,
we
yes,
have a
yes.
comparison, you know, in our head of like or like a base off of, you know what I mean?
Well,
I'd
are the
for him to
people
have-
that have like similarities or whatever that they
Yeah.
remind you of?
Yeah, or like crushes that you had over time, you know, because I loved Phil and I was like, he is the man, the one and only. So then I got the next best thing. I'm just kidding. Adam Benson, who Phil Dunphy's harder than Phil Dunphy himself. So
Yeah, exactly. So you actually got the step up.
yeah, like I saw him open a car door on his face. It's pretty Phil Dunphy.
That's awesome. That's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
But yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying. This is what I was telling the freaking the dispensary bud tenders. Like, I'm like, they're funnier than me. Like, you'll probably have a great time if you watch it.
I don't know if we're
Freaking
funnier. I
better.
think you're pretty funny as well. I think it's all
Yeah.
like
Stop being so down on yourself, bitch.
Thank you. Thank you. I need that internal
yeah, you
voice.
can have
I
all
think.
talents. You can be a talented singer and a hilarious person
Yeah.
and comedian if you ever wanted to go that route.
Freaking one.
I mean, like I've told you, I'll do an open mic one day for a couple of minutes, like 3 or 4 minutes, and that's it. I think I have to be in the right headspace for it, but I think I could maybe have fun at least.
Well, also, side note, I did want to make a funny sister song for the show or whatever. So I don't know. We could kind of base it off the sisters, or we could just do it like thematically the same. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's just a side
Fucking
note.
cool.
You're like, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, dude.
We'll plug it when it's ready.
Yeah, we have some future plans in the works, you
yes,
know.
yes.
And I'm excited for a lot of those things. I think it will be a lot of fun. Dude, and we were talking about too, like me and my partner were talking about how like and I think I was even talking with you about this the other day, where it's like, you know, I get tired, my body is, you know, it struggles sometimes, and like when I think about like wanting to complain about it for a second, I'm like, dude, like past me that was like isolated and sad and scared would be like, girl, what? I would kill for any single one of your fucking problems.
In my head, I just was like, isolated, scared, sad. Oh my. Like,
Yeah.
boom.
The
Episode title.
trifecta. Yeah, no, but for real.
Locking it, saving it for later.
But yeah, I mean, like when I think about it from that perspective, I'm like, girl, yeah, just enjoy fucking everything.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the fuck you can, even if you shaky and nervous, it might still be fun.
I know. I always think about, I'm like, those past silly problems I had, bitch, you have so much more serious problems now.
Yeah, right.
Like, girl, you're in debt. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not in debt. Just a little
Shit.
bit.
I mean, I think I am. I must be. Somewhere.
I need to check my shit.
I mean,
Aren't
like
we
my
all?
credit score is all right, but yeah, no, I'm pretty sure there's got to be a medical bill I forgot about from
Oh my
some
God.
collection agency somewhere.
Yeah, those
somewhere.
always pop up, and I'm like, wait, that wasn't covered by my insurance?
Right. Yeah.
Fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
it's so
here's
annoying.
$5 for 45 years.
I know. Right. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Here's my credit card number, motherfucker.
motherfucker. Oy oy oy. Oy oy oy. No, I mean, if I think too much about like any of my social security stuff or whatever being at risk, like, I mean, I could just
You'll freak out.
You're like,
yeah.
is this a panic attack?
I mean, for real. I mean, like, if something were to go haywire with it, I don't really know how I'd react exactly, but I know that I would be very fucking uneasy.
Right.
Because I mean, even with what it gives, it really isn't like enough to live off of. Especially if I was living on my own, there's no fucking way. Like $600 is not shit.
No, fuck no.
Even for a 1-bedroom, you know, that's not like even like, you know, with the utilities.
That's not
and
even
stuff.
rent anymore.
Exactly.
Like, rent for 1-bedroom studio is like $700.
Yeah, I mean, this was one of the things on the list to talk about because, like I was telling you guys the other day that I was looking at, so I looked at the, like, what I would deem very nice apartments that I lived in for a year. When I was living there, I think when we started living there, the rent started out for like their smallest unit with like a storage area was, I want to say like $700 a month or something. With a $200 pet deposit per animal.
Oh my God.
So $400 right off the bat. That is now $400 per animal for most places. Yep.
And
so
the
I
rent was
yeah.
way more too, wasn't it?
Yes. So the rent per month for the same unit that I had today is like, I think it was like, at the nice apartment was like, God, almost like $1,200 a month. And I'm like, that's fucking wild. And then I looked at like the I mean, it wasn't a bad apartment, but it wasn't like super nice and super fancy like the one that I had. And when I moved in there, rent was probably about the same as what it was at the nice apartment, about a couple years after I had moved out of there. So I was paying about $700 a month there just by myself, which was really fucking hard. And then I looked that one up, and that was the smallest unit with no storage area. So like all of my shit was pretty much in my closet, because I had like a little walk-in closet. And I think the rent for that was like about $1,000 a month for like the smallest unit, no storage or anything. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And they just be expecting us to fucking live out here.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's wild.
How?
Yeah. And like,
And that's it. That's in Oklahoma where it's cheaper to live.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And well, like
versus places like California and crap.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He actually came back from California, you know, because of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because it's gone crazy, man. Like, there's just, I mean, it's almost really hard to justify it, you know? And for it to be going up that high here really does say something, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's absolutely insane. Everything, like the amount of money that we have to spend just to live, and then
The cost of survival.
yeah, it's crazy. And I think a lot of people, especially in our generation, like are in a lot of the same boat. You know, the friends that I have, they're living with their families and stuff, you know, because like it's just, you know, out in Texas and California, yeah, like you said, it's even way more expensive.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, it is outrageous. Even when you're just visiting these other places too, like Vegas.
The water bottle was $11.
Yeah, like it's insane.
It's
like,
fucking crazy, dude.
so I can't imagine like the cost of living and all of that. And like my friend who, you know, does live by herself, it has to work 2 jobs just to be able to afford everything.
And like I couldn't even do that because I was also and still am a full-time student. And
Yeah,
one
and
of the
they should
reasons
also
I'm
give you like a discount for that or something.
Yeah.
You know? Like Jesus.
yeah. Like I literally just canceled my fucking Hulu subscription and re-signed up or whatever with my student discount because it's
Hell yeah,
like $18 a month versus $2.
Wow.
And I mean, like, I gotta
that's
sit.
a student discount. We can
Yes,
be like,
yes,
that's
and like
really cool,
I
actually.
can
I
get
didn't
behind
know.
that one. I mean, I still have to deal with ads and shit, but it's like whatever.
yeah,
you know,
that's
I'll
fine.
fucking
$2.
take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
So I wish they would do it for like rent and crap. And I mean, some places do, like if you live close to the school or whatever, they'll do like if I lived in Stillwater and I was living in like an apartment or something, some apartments like out there will do like a student discount, I think. Yeah. But like since I don't live there, they're not going to do that, which is lame because I feel like they should because I'm giving you all my fucking money.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, it's not my money technically, but I'm dealing with a lot for that money. He's not gonna fucking watch this shit. But yeah, so and it's just hard. It's hard for people out here, man. It fucking sucks, and it's like.
I mean, like in places like Vegas or Dallas, Austin, you know, New York, whatever. I mean, how more people haven't, ended up homeless is kind of crazy.
Right.
Because, I mean, the homelessness is already fucking terrible, you know, and any homelessness is terrible. But with the cost of living, the cost of survival, it is... Like, I mean, people have to fucking bust their asses, you know, to survive. And it's like, you know, it's not really a fair way of like living. And for minimum wage to be as low as it is.
Yeah.
Like you would need like fucking 3 jobs if you were
truly
getting paid
should
minimum
be
wage.
like raised to like $15
It
an hour
has
for
to be.
everything for that to be the minimum because the cost of living has
without
gone
the
up so much
like
with no adjustment to that.
Right. Without like it needs to be raised without the cost of living also going up at the same time, which is hard to do. I understand, but it's like, can we not figure this out when we are one of the richest countries around? Like, I don't understand why it's got to be so difficult. I mean, I'm not fucking in charge of the country's money, so I don't fucking know. But it's like I'm too ignorant on that to understand how all of the disbursement of money for a country works. And so I can't really comment on
how neglected the education system has been.
That,
as far as like, because our wealth, dude,
especially in Oklahoma,
our wealth really is in like our future, right? So like our kids, and
yes,
and it's like that's like true fucking wealth, and to not be contributing to that properly, paying teachers fucking again not enough to live off of.
And I mean, that's one of the issues that Oklahoma does have right now. We have like a teacher shortage because no one wants to be it. Like,
yeah, and so a lot of people, a lot of schools are actually hiring like part-time teachers that aren't necessarily qualified in all the ways that a normal teacher would be.
Really?
Because because they just need people. And you know, it's wild.
Because they're just so short-staffed. It's fucking crazy out there, dude.
Fucking sucks, man.
And I'm like, that's why if I ever were to have kids, I don't know what I would do about a schooling situation. Honestly, at this point, I'd probably do some kind of like homeschooling, even though I'm like,
I mean, I still think like Union is actually a pretty good school system.
I don't know, dude. We haven't been there in a while. Yeah,
but like Penelope goes, Chad's daughter, and especially for a kid that is on the spectrum and stuff, they handle her like everything that she deals with so much better than any of the other school systems she was with before.
Well, yeah, that is true. I do have a coworker that her child goes to Jenks, and there's some shit. I don't know. It's very shady.
Well, and Jinx is so much more like conservative, rich too. Cause
she's because he is, I believe, on the spectrum. And you know, has some behavioral issues because of it, and like he'll try to run away from the school and stuff, and like all kinds of, you know, things like that. And I can't remember what the place was called, but like I guess the doctors and such, or not doctors, but like counselors or whatever at the school had like what was it called? They recommended this like I don't want to say daycare, but like a place where you can take your child that like is like of toddler or younger age or whatever that has behavioral issues and whatnot, whether it be just because they're acting out or because they are on some sort of spectrum that makes them act out because they don't know any better or how to control it or whatever. And I can't remember what the hell it was called, but I was like, what the fuck? Because she said that she called them to like, you know, get information, kind of inquire about their services.
Right.
And, like she pulled up, she was like telling me about it, and she was like, yeah, this place, don't ever recommend them because like they asked me if like, I would sign like a waiver saying that they could like strap my kid down to, and this is in Tulsa, and, like all kinds of stuff like this. And like people had like left reviews, and she was like showing me the reviews and like pictures that people had taken of their children. And like the very first one, I was like, oh my God, the way I would be in immediate prison. Because like this kid had like a big bruise, like just on his or her eye, like right here. And I was like, the way that they would die.
Yeah, I've only heard through people who have autistic kids that there are places where they're not treating it properly.
Right,
like, they're
exactly.
just doing it like in an insane way.
Well,
and
and
it's crazy that it's even allowed.
It's wild to me that anyone would think that a means of discipline for someone who doesn't necessarily understand why their emotional dysregulation is like, you know, causing a
hindrance to anybody or
disruption.
whatever,
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's part of it. Like, I mean, I lack a lot of self-awareness. Sometimes I also lack like spatial awareness. But yeah, it's just not going to help to
Right.
be
Yeah.
disciplinary. It's going to make it worse. It's
Yeah.
going to traumatize them further. It's going to cause more outbursts because of each time they're continuously traumatized. And it's like,
Because they don't know how to process it. Like,
And how would you?
yeah.
Like,
Even children that aren't
neurotypical.
on the, yeah.
Yeah. How would you? It's not cool, man. It's
Yeah.
not fucking cool. I can't. I
That's
hate.
so crazy and scary. Like,
And
Yeah,
even
I
if
hate that
even if I
exists.
did know the name of the place, I probably wouldn't say it just because I mean I don't want it to come back on the pod or whatever.
Yeah.
But just as a PSA to parents, just make sure you're researching and calling and
reading through whatever they have you
Yeah,
sign. If they have you
exactly.
sign some
especially in a
shit.
conservative state.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Just be aware because God forbid something were to happen to just a precious little baby over something so fucking stupid and
Yeah.
like.
And
you
I
know.
am like, I mean, I truly, you know, I really have no idea what to even expect or anticipate for by the time,
Once
you know,
she
I still
is,
have
into
like
school and
3
stuff.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I am
and-
like, I have been realizing, I think that it's like, I need to just start doing it now. And like when she was, it's funny because it's like when she was growing from like a newborn to a baby, like a 6-month-old and walking, like, you know, there's things that I've always been like trying to teach her, I guess, or whatever.
Like little stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think now I'm just like, well, maybe I need to do a little bit more research to just how
Right.
toddlers respond to certain things and
Yeah, like how
what
she's
capabilities she could
processing.
possibly have too as far as learning and stuff.
Yeah, like,
Right.
yeah. What exactly she's processing at this stage in her
Yeah.
development.
Yeah, so I'm gonna spend some time like doing that just so then it's like if I have to keep, you know, every year I'm like, okay, what's the next, like basically I guess trying to teach
The next
myself
stage.
childhood
Development.
Development,
yeah. Because maybe I will have to end up teaching her, like I don't know, and that seems a little
Right.
daunting, but
And I do have a lot of friends that work at Union too, and I mean a lot of the same teachers, at least in the high school, are actually still there as well. And I mean, like, you know, I don't know, I think that public school or at least some kind of co-op is good, because I do think
Yeah.
that kids or
oh
even
well,
if
I
they
wouldn't. If
have-
I did homeschool, I wouldn't like just have her do. She's actually, we're really gonna get her started in gymnastics here soon, and
Oh, fun, yeah.
um,
Like to
But
do
always-
like
Yeah, like, there's, like,
socialization.
there's like music
Socialization.
groups and, you know, different things that I could take her to that still
Yeah.
get her socialized.
For sure.
But I mean, you know, it really just depends on how much they're going to try to implement religion and stuff in there.
Right,
because
exactly.
I just don't want to put my daughter in an environment who's going to try to tell her what to do, how to be like as a girl or whatever. Like,
exactly, yeah.
yeah, you know, like I just want her to be
And
herself.
and again, like I want to believe that there are so many teachers that even if they were
that
told
there'd be
to
like a
do that,
strike and something.
well,
I don't
even
know.
if they're like told to have the Bible in the classroom or whatever, that they're not going to like. I don't think enough
Enforce.
of the teachers are actually that like orthodox religion,
and-
you
and-
know.
Yeah.
And that's what I had mentioned in like comments that I was reading on Facebook or whatever. Whenever fucking fuckface, what is Brian Walters was trying to bring all the fucking Trump Bibles and shit into Oklahoma schools, and I mean, I'm really glad that I'm pretty sure they shut that down. I don't think they're doing that, and he's being investigated for whatever the hell it is. Which get that motherfucker out because he's a piece of shit. Anyway, but that's what I had mentioned. I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck if there's a Bible in the school, but it doesn't need to be in every single classroom. Like,
It doesn't need to be
Yeah.
in
Put it
every
in the
single
library.
classroom.
I just don't want it to be pushed on.
Exactly.
You know?
And
Which
there
it
are
just feels like it could. I mean, I'm not saying if they make the teachers do it for some reason, like you'll get fired or this.
Right,
or
exactly.
And
whatever.
again, like I had talked about this with you, like having it as as an opt-in thing, like as like a historical opt-in thing, you know, learning about the religion or whatever, then sure. But like it should not be mandatory. There are teachers who have other cultural beliefs and belief systems that don't
As
that,
well as students who
As
have
we- yeah,
others.
exactly.
And it's not it's just silly. I don't know why. Like and you know the freedom touting thing and that irony again, in that like you're almost trying to remove freedom of religion.
it's
And
just it's the pure hypocrisy of it all.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's fucked up, man.
They're
It's
like,
fucked
we
up.
have the freedom of speech, but also we don't want you to be able to have the freedom to believe in what you want to believe. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. They're pieces. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's really crazy. So I mean, what do we do? You know,
Right.
What are we doing here? Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, just really holding tight to the people who you know feel us.
Yeah.
you know?
Doing
Yeah.
Who
things
are
like
stressed.
podcasts and
Yeah.
exactly.
shit like
And
that. You
connecting
know.
with our peeps.
Yeah,
and-
using our voice where we can. And,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
exactly,
just
yeah.
And honestly, like all of this, you know, maybe you saw a particular side of me today, y'all. And honestly, it's
That was
rare that I
spicy,
see
Rhonda.
her. It's
Loved it.
rare that I see that version of me. But
For all of us. It's rare.
yeah, but I mean, there's a reason, you know,
Yeah.
like there's when people are being treated like they're not fucking humans, like it's crazy. Like some of there was even like a citizen who was like kidnapped essentially by ICE. You know, they were masked. That is so traumatizing, and no citizen or non-citizen should have to go through that. And I think, you know, they should have fucking body cameras like police, you know, and they should be in fucking uniform.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was
The
the
fact
big
that they're
thing,
not
yeah.
marked is so creepy. Like it just adds an
Because-
element of like, is this Trump people, or is this like, am I gonna be sex trafficked or something? You know,
Yeah.
like it's
You're just straight up taken.
and
like,
and I guess that's an intimidation tactic, but that's insane.
Yeah, for
that's
real.
beyond.
Beyond is a good, yeah.
And I mean, like, I feel like especially the citizens, but non-citizens too, but should have rights to sue. Because
it
like
should be
that's
a-
a fucking
yeah.
traumatic event, dude. And there's not a fucking soul on this earth that would be cool with two dudes coming out of a car and fucking taking them.
Taking them.
Like no nonsense, no explanation, no nothing.
No,
Like,
literally,
what
yeah,
the
just
fuck?
snatched.
Yeah.
Sniggity
Like,
snatched.
That is the craziest shit. And even for their own safety, if you want to frame it like that, even for their own fucking safety, somebody sees two men taking some woman, they might, if they're armed or some shit, they might be like, dude, what the fuck? You know? And it's like, so they should, for their own sake too, be fucking marked and in uniform. It's fucking,
It's terrifying, you know? It's just like,
Oh, yeah, yeah. And that's the weird thing that I feel is that there is this very extremely deep frustration with so much of what I see going on in like kind of like I said, like that outer realm instead of my immediate, and so much beauty I see in my immediate, and I'm like like it just leaves this feeling of like dissonance where I'm just like, man, I mean, I guess if shit truly hits the fan in all these different directions, like, I guess we just fucking cling harder and get louder somehow.
Right, yeah.
And, like, even at, like, Bright Eyes, you know, when we went to that show, like, Connor Oberst was like, yo, we gotta fucking organize. Because, like, I wrote this old soul song, you know, when shit was fucked up, and it's so much more fucked up now. And honestly, like, hearing the crowd cheer with that was really heartening. And at Hosier, too, with that, it was all... It's good to hear that resounding agreement in my community.
There's like a hopefulness, I guess.
Yes,
but
yeah.
But then I'm like,
but that outer realm.
how many of us are there though?
Yeah, I know that outer realm is scary. That outer realm is
and then
terrifying.
like, I mean, I did, you know, I was watching coverage of the all the protests and stuff that they did on, what was it, the 5th or the 9th or something like that. And I mean, that was a little bit
heartening too.
yeah, to see like people actually out there doing stuff, because I was like, dude, if I didn't feel like somebody was gonna fucking shoot me or something, I would probably be out there too.
And that's part of it too, that I feel like
it's fucked up.
Might be understood by them to an extent. You know, like that the fact that they are like typically carrying and stuff or whatever. Like there's just this fear factor, this fear element in protesting from evidence we've seen of past protests and stuff that makes it
it
like
puts you at risk.
Yeah, and if you have kids, if you have,
and I
which
mean,
everybody has, you know,
that's
people
why,
that
like,
they love, it's like,
and I think that is like a big thing with protesting, like, you know, because I was thinking about it, because, you know, like I was telling you guys, I watched, you know, have been watching the new season of The Handmaid's Tale. They released the first 3 or whatever, and, you know, I see all the protesting that goes on in there, and how, you know, people will start, you know, to kind of get a little bit violent, you know, amongst each other or whatever, and, you know, fighting, and will break out and all that stuff. And I'm like, I guess that is just, you know, a sacrifice of the cause. And, you know, it's like, are you willing to take that risk for what you believe in? Which, I mean,
and being
I
pushed.
would. However, I have people that do count on me and need me in this world. So it's like, I don't.
Well, and I was like on Threads the other day, and they were kind of like, everybody was kind of talking about this of like someone was like, yeah, if I'm a mom and like I don't want to like really risk being out there, like what else can I do? Yeah. And there's definitely other things that we can do, you know. It's like there are like the single people who ain't got no attachments to family, or their family is out there with them or whatever. And that can do that part, you know, like we can do other things. I don't know what they entail yet fully.
Well, like, you know, even in like different bathrooms around downtown and stuff, they'll have like QR codes to follow, like if you're like pregnant and you need help or whatever.
Okay,
and, like, all this different shit.
It's all. It sucks to say, but it's almost like a fucking underground.
Right. Yeah. And like even
in that aspect, anyway.
I don't know if I want to leave this in, but maybe bleep out the name. There's a particular Mexican. No. It's a particular Mexican chain of supermarkets or whatever that in all the bathroom stalls, it actually has like a very small card that has a QR code of like all your rights and stuff.
Oh, okay.
For immigrants and stuff.
Yes.
Ah, okay, okay.
And
I think I've actually seen that.
Yeah, and like when I saw it though, like especially
it's
because
like
of how
what
small
it's like,
it
dude.
was,
Yeah.
like it's just like because it's just so fucking heartbreaking.
It's just a little reminder whenever you're going about your day and you're like, shit, man. There are people out here that are suffering super
scared.
Yes,
Just
exactly.
Really
scared.
And even like for mom, like, you know, I feel like the Tulsa police and stuff are chill, honestly. But like as far as ICE goes, if there were to be something, you know, happening where she was even questioned at all when she is a citizen, and was born in Fabens, Texas, like what, it would tear me apart. It
Right.
would
Yeah.
absolutely tear me apart. And that,
Yeah, because we know
Because
our mom's
it's-
already anxious enough, and then
Exactly.
if something like traumatic was like to happen, you know, it would just be insane. And then that's when the risk of protesting and stuff starts to be a little less.
Exactly.
And you're like, I gotta go do some shit now.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Precisely that. Because like the second it touches my immediate,
Yeah.
that is when something will really shift for me. And I
Exactly.
know that.
Yeah.
Like I know that at my
It's
core.
almost it's interesting because like on one side it's like these people need me, and I like if shit really hit the fan, like am I willing to lay down my life for this? And then it's also like, but these people also need me on this hand to go out and do something for them, because like, you
Yes.
know, you're saying with
Yeah,
your
like,
mom
yeah,
and
for-
just her legal status and all this stuff, even though she is legal, she's
Well,
when it comes down to the fact, it's just the fact of the profiling of it all.
Exactly. Yes.
Um,
Because people are looking at them and being like, well, because of the
because
color
you
of your
look a
skin,
certain way.
Yeah, you must
must be
have
in this
not come from
group.
here,
Right,
you know?
exactly.
And it's like, dude, did your ancestors come from here, motherfucker? Like, are you
Bitch,
from,
I was born in Texas.
Are you Native American, man? Like, you're
No, then shut the fuck up.
Yeah, well, they're like Gypsy has that sign where it's like no immigrants on stolen land, and that's the truth.
It's literally the truth.
So I mean, what I don't want to apologize per se for my passion in these things.
No.
Literally don't.
Yeah, I won't, but I will.
She'll say it, and I'll be like,
But I will say,
snatch
you
it
know,
out of the sky like a
maybe-
frog.
I kind of hope that maybe there's some of you out there that are feeling similar frustrations or feeling similar fears, and well, like with stuff like that, know that there are different things going on for people who might need help in different directions. Like, you know, there are resources still around. They're kind of hidden and stuff, but they're still around, and it is, you know, if you are, you know, not white passing,
Right.
you know, knowing your rights is really
Important.
good too. Yeah. And even just saying that, like in 2025,
Is crazy
is
because it's like,
beyond.
dude, we're in 2025.
Yeah, I think it just felt like for a period of time, it was like, man, we're really on the up and up.
I
Like things
know,
are
yeah.
changing. Gay marriage is legal. Oh yeah, like it just felt like finally, you know, some things are
we're
really
free
happening.
of some
and
stuff.
yeah, and then it just was like,
Dragged back down. Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, I really do. I mean, I do. Whatever happens, I think. You know, like I think for me, I keep going to the past of like history, what's happened before. But what is different about this time is I think back then, I think there was probably like way more people to convince that things were wrong. You know, I feel like it's like 50-50 in America, but I feel like that's less than what we had back in when Civil War was happening and all this stuff, you know. So I feel like, you know, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I do want
and good is more powerful than evil. So even though the evil seems like it's so powerful, like
it's just the evil is the loudest. That's the thing.
Yeah.
The evil, it's like the loudest, and it rings the longest kind of thing. Like, whereas a lot of the good stuff, you know, it's all there. It's all fucking still there. It's just you're not hearing about it as much.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, what do we do here? I don't know. It's
Well,
just,
what
it's
we're
a
doing
thing.
is actually very satisfying in a way for me. Like just talking like this openly, I think actually kind of does feel like the most I can do. And I think, you know, I don't normally get into stuff like this anywhere else.
Right.
This is I don't normally broach these things outside of the people that I love, you know. Okay, well we'll cut that. But
Rhonda's like, yeah, it's fine.
well, and I think a lot of even conservatives are really starting to get sick of a lot of the stuff. Like they're just like fucking.
Yeah, but I'm
That's
also
what I'm
like, I don't
thinking.
feel bad for you though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you had talked about
I'm
it
glad that
early
you're
on.
realizing it, but also like you fucking put us all in this situation, you asshole.
Yeah, it's like we want them to like take accountability.
Yes.
Like, oh, do you see what we're say I'm right? At least, bitch. Because now we have to fucking deal with this. We've got to like revolt now.
Or just
Literally.
just say like next time it's got to be different.
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
No third term.
Rhonda's like, guys, it just has to be different next time, and we're like, fuck.
No fucking third term. Okay.
Dude, absolutely the fuck not. What the fuck? If that really is something that they try, like,
Oh, they're gonna.
bitch, we
I
need to
think.
fucking.
I think they
If we
gonna
storm the
try.
Capitol, we just can't wear a fuzzy hat, okay? Like a fuzzy, what was that
A
guy
fucking
wearing, like a
raccoon
wolf
on our
head
ass,
or whatever.
or
He had, like, horns
raccoon
and
on our
stuff.
ass. Is that what I just said?
Definitely no raccoons on the ass, but I know what you're saying because I think the tail.
I was trying to say raccoon hat,
Oh yes.
like but I don't think that's what it was. I think you're right.
was
I
like
think
a
it was
horn
like a
thing.
wolf.
Maybe we
like,
should just
pelt
dress
thing.
like pop stars so it feels less intimidating.
I'll be Taylor Swift.
Dude, oh my god.
If we're gonna go
Someone can be
ridiculous like
Sabrina,
Whoa.
and then the other can be Chapel.
Imagine
I vote
that
you
kind of
Chapel because your
protest.
hair.
I know, like just a
Imagine that
gay
kind of
pride
protest.
parade
Yeah.
protest.
Yeah, of like
Where it's
all
like
these different
no
artists
force
and stuff.
Like
yeah.
we don't try to make it in with force. We just shake our tail feathers a little bit or whatever, you know.
Well, different people had actually.
But then
put
they'll be like,
on-
"That's how the women do it.
No,
They
well,
shake their tail feathers and they're skanks." Like
Yeah.
that's what they'll say.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
fine.
when skank became my word. I've been saying it a lot lately. I don't know why.
But no, what I was gonna say was that like I remember that there were. It's a fun word, honestly.
It is.
It's almost like the like dangerously close to skunk, but.
You skunky fucking skank.
No, that's actually a bird. Oh my god! And I am. No, but especially because like weed that smell. I hate that it has that smell. Anyway, but what I was saying, there was a show protesting Gaza at one point here, and there've been different shows kind of like that. And like I'm like kind of thinking maybe that's a
see,
way.
maybe we protest through our art.
Yes.
Peacefully. I mean, it would
And
really
then if
suck
we,
if
like,
they
make
still tried to
anything-
tear gas us or something. Or no, not tear gas. Is that it?
Well,
The one that makes. Okay, yeah.
I think that would actually be the safest way.
Yeah. Because then it's like, I mean, how could you then phrase it the other way where they're just like, well, they were in sequins ready to fight, like it
Right,
just sounds
yeah,
insane.
We're
Like they were so peacefully singing Kumbaya and I love you, like from Barney. Okay.
or whatever. I mean, I mean, there's only. I mean, what really could you do?
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
honestly, I love this. I think this is the new age way.
Yeah.
And honestly, let's try it.
Well, I mean, I think that
Just
would
have to
be
pick
a
a
good
date.
idea. But yeah, no.
Like the moment you lose social security, then it's like, boom, all
Yeah.
right, time to put our glitter on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Glitter girls unite.
Instead of like the whatever that the smudgy stuff is, just glitter.
Oh yeah, like the football players.
Mhm.
The it's not chalk, but
Yeah, they're like paint.
No,
Get the space glitter.
my dad.
Get your hula
girls. Wow, we've made good time.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Oh goodness, we lost visuals for a little bit.
God damn it!
Not for long.
We were so good
Yeah.
about it last time.
Yeah, and
I
you
know.
had just hit it not too long ago. But
Yeah.
thank you guys for hanging out with us. It has been splendid. This has been a particularly hilarious and cathartic episode for me. Every episode I feel like becomes my new favorite each time we do
Right.
it. So this is awesome. I love you guys. Thank you.
Freaking love.
You.
We'll see you around. Bye.
We'll see you next time, guys. Bye. Stay safe out there. Oh my God, the baby.